What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another YouTube video here. As you can see in the background, we got Beastie. Say hi. It's been a few months, and the reason that I've been gone is simply because I've been working on myself. I've been taking a break from social media. In a way, I needed space. In a way, I needed a lot of space from just what life was just handing to me at the moment. It was just became too much and too piled on. But one thing I did notice now is that there's no reason I can't share the journey with you guys. The biggest reason I started this platform was to inspire you guys, was to take you guys on the journey, no matter if I'm feeling alright or if I'm feeling depressed. And that just, it was just a huge wake-up call for me. I needed to learn, but we're doing decently better. I'm getting help. I started therapy. I'm trying to focus on myself a lot more, and
for the most part, it's paying off.
That short clip is from a few months ago, from where I plan to start making videos on the regular. Truth is, I genuinely plan to start posting on the regular and start getting, my dream on a roll. But life just started weighing on me. It was just like I couldn't, have a comfortable moment. It was just like one thing after another. I'm going through all of this, all of the situations that I'm facing right now. It just kind of opened my eyes a bit more. I've always had this idea that there's just going to be this perfect moment where I can put my whole foot on the gas and start getting my shit together. And facing one, big situation after another, like me losing a very close friend of mine to suicide, all this heartbreak, all this, trials, and something came very clear to me, and that was there's never going to be a perfect right time to get your shit together and to start your dream. I've heard that plenty of times before, but sometimes it just takes you going through that exact situation to even understand it. How I kind of envisioned all of this, my mental illness, everything going on. One thing I picked up on was just it was just like a battlefield of the mind. It was like when I truly wanted to settle down and just get my shit together, when I truly wanted to get right with God, it just seemed like a humongous trial would just be placed upon me, and it seemed impossible because I never truly got to get started. I never truly got to take that first step, even though that's all I've wanted for the longest. This is for people that are genuinely trying. It might seem like you have these massive goals that you can accomplish, and it's just something that you just feel like you have to have. In the back of your mind that you just have to get started. You have to take the first move. But right before you do, it just seems like something massive just hits you in the face. And for the majority of this generation, that itself is enough to keep you down. It's enough to let it impact your entire life. But for the very few, as myself, I have this biggest fear that when I'm, 25, 30, I'll look back and just hate myself for not taking that first step. I have a big fear of looking back and noticing that it's my fault. And why I call it the battlefield of the mind is because when you have such a big fear of, not wanting to disappoint yourself, it means that in the back of your mind that you know exactly what you need to do. But it just seems like life is just against you. And it kind of sucks because when you're so deep into this battle, at a certain point, you just kind of freeze in everything you do. It's just kind of like you put a pause to everything, but in reality, life is it's going just as fast, if not faster, it seems. I look back to when I was like 16, 17, where I just knew where I wanted to be. And like even 16, I was on something. Like I was in middle school and I was just unstoppable. It's like my dream was just so real. It was like I already had it. Like I was waking up at like 4 a.m. I would work out in the mornings right before school, or football practice would happen, and then sometimes I work out after school. So I was just on fire. And right now I look back and I just question to myself, what happened? This battlefield of the mind, it is not trying to take away your dreams. It's not trying to take away that fire. It is simply trying to put a pause on you. Like for a lot of people, it could last forever, to a point where it might be too late. See, through these battles, where it might seem like it's impossible, it seems like it's impossible to overcome, and for me anyways, the only tool that I found useful and kind of guaranteed that I'll overcome this was that fear. It was that fear of letting it hold me back for my whole life, and then looking back and regretting it. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's gonna be like an uphill battle. Well, sometimes you feel like you're going on the right track and you're so motivated, on fire, and you tell yourself, I'm gonna get started with my life. And then something big happens and it just kicks you down and you just forget everything. That's where you have to be afraid. Not afraid of, the outcome of what's happening to you, but afraid that you're gonna let that be your identity. You gotta be afraid that it's gonna keep you from following the dreams that you had before. And that's sort of what I've been doing to myself for the longest. I just kind of put a pause onto everything, and being honest, what just pulled me out of that right now and kind of motivated me to make this video was watching a video of myself, one of my older videos on YouTube, and just kind of looking at it and analyzing it, seeing the kind of headspace and fire that I had put a different kind of fear inside of me. Because I compared the two, like me now and me then. And it just put a fear in my heart that if I keep on living how I am right now, there's a massive chance that I won't continue my dream. And I can't let that happen. Overcoming this battle is not just a straight path. It's not going to be just posting one video and I'm famous and I'm just flip my entire life around. It's not that simple. I wish it was, but it's just not the truth. It is taking that step that fear has kept you from.
I'm a massive believer in spiritual warfare. Like, once you start getting closer to God, that the enemy just wants to pull you further away from your life, your future that God has meant for you. Even when you think the work that you put in might go unnoticed. You know, sometimes it will and sometimes it won't. But it's progress nonetheless. We've all heard this quote, one day or day one. And that's something that might sound a little like cheesy, but it's something that's kept me going. It's like I've just been living for these past few months just thinking to myself, you know, I'll do it soon. It's like I'll start fixing myself up soon. But the reality of it is I was just pushing it back. It was kind of like I was just waiting for that perfect timing, and it's never gonna come. This battle was very lonely for majority of the people going through it. My idea is to document it and show my progress with the hope of inspiring somebody to do the same or helping somebody take that first step. I'm not going to just document the progress and all the good vibes that I have, but the hard times and the setbacks that I might have along the way. But nonetheless, I'd be able to tell myself, at least I took a step.